Okay, so we may as well get started since we've got a lot to cover today, and I'm going to go very, very quickly through all of it, and I want to leave time at the end for Q&A. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, my name is Anne. I am a consultant with the Greatly Agency, and in conjunction with growGREAT Training, today we're going to be presenting Search Engine Optimization 101 for small business. You will receive a copy of the recording after we're finished. So that way you can go back and rewind and replay different areas that we cover. Because again, we are going to pack a lot into the 45 minutes for the presentation and then 15 minutes, hopefully, for Q&A at the end. So with that being said, let's get started. The goals for today are to understand basically search marketing, the basics of using a search engine to get traffic, what you need to do in order to optimize your website to be indexed, ranked, and searched by the search engines. We're going to talk about the difference between search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and pay-per-click search marketing. We're going to talk specifically in depth about search engine optimization and what you can do on your website to prepare your website to be found, indexed, and ranked by the search engines. And we're also going to talk a little bit about when you need to hire an expert. So we're going to cover the basics today, but the basics is definitely not all that you need, especially if you're in a competitive business vertical. So you should understand all aspects of search engine optimization, excuse me, all aspects of search engine optimization, and when you really need to hire an expert in that. There are people who that's all they do 5 days a week or 7 days a week in big teams. They are working on search engine optimization. So today we're covering the basics for small business, but certainly it is not the end of what you need to do to optimize your site for search. Okay, so I'm going to launch a quick poll and we'll just take a few seconds to get the answer. I really just want to know who has currently has a website, which helps me to know how familiar you are with the term search engine optimization. And then specifically, what is your website built in? Because that's what I'll spend more time on when we get to that section. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll. If you could just answer the questions quickly. Okay, terrific. It looks like the majority of you do have a website, and those websites are predominantly in Wix, which is terrific. I will spend a few seconds talking about Squarespace and WordPress. I won't spend a lot of time on anything else, but I will show you specifically in Wix where you need to go. The goal in learning all of this is just to know where to spend your time and your resources. And then if and when you get to the point of needing to be in an intermediate or advanced search engine optimization space for your website, know what you're paying for, know what you're hiring for, so that you can make sure that you're getting the most for your money. Small businesses, you are limited on time and resources. So we want to make sure as your partner, your training partner, that you get the most out of what you're paying for. Okay, so quick definition, we'll put this up in the slide. We really don't want to spend a lot of time on PowerPoints. We want to actually show you the back end of everything. So search marketing is search engine marketing, search engine optimization, pay-per-click. Those are all of these acronyms at the top: FCM, SEO, PPC. Process of gaining traffic and visibility from the search engines through both paid and unpaid efforts. Today, we're only going to be talking about SEO, which is the unpaid efforts, but there are paid efforts where you can rank really quickly, and I'm going to show that to you. Other words for unpaid, you're going to hear interchangeably: natural search, organic search. Other words for paid are PPC, or pay per click, or ads. For natural search and organic, it's generally the results of sweat equity. It takes a lot of time. You have to understand the algorithm. You have to really put in the time, and it is not, you don't rank overnight. So that's the drawback. It's cheaper, but it takes longer, and it can be very competitive. With paid, it's competitive, but you can rank, you could have your listing at the top of a search engine result page overnight if you do it right. Again, with paid, there's the basics, and you can get yourself up with smart ads, but there is a point where you really want to hire somebody for intermediate or advanced, if you're in, especially if you're in a competitive field. Otherwise, you can waste a lot of money fast. This is just an example of the Google search results page. You can see up here, kind of these four are the paid search. And we've got, paid search, actually less on the side now. And then you've got the organic search down at the bottom. Those that appear higher pay more in the paid search. Those that appear higher in the organic search have more trust and authority. So Google ranked them higher. We'll talk a little bit more about that. That's how Google decides, well, why did this business rank higher than that business? Why did Vistaprint rank higher than Staples, which ranked higher than In Business Inc.? All of that has to do with what's called trust and authority signals. So today we're going to be covering search engine optimization. SEO, in a nutshell, is earned ranking in predominantly Google, but Bing does still have a lot of ranking. So your earned will be, we're going to talk mostly about Google today, but it is how you rank higher through the sweat equity. It is based on all of the elements of the Google algorithm and how well you match those to be most relevant for the search customers. It takes into account relevancy, popularity, trust, authority. There's over 200 parts to the algorithm. And the point of the algorithm is to weed out bad content. You are not trying to get to your customer. You are trying to help Google give their customer who comes to Google with a search a better experience. So that's why you need to match what Google says will give the most relevant results for someone's search on Google. The way that it works, somebody goes into Google, types in dog groomers near me. Google has already gone to crawl, index, and rank every page on your website through search submission and internal linking, which we'll talk about. You match that with keywords, and the methods we're going to talk about are content and titles. The goal is to rank higher than someone else in the results that come up. And the way that you receive that is to have better trust and authority. And the actual actions to gain that trust and authority, we're going to talk about name, address, phone number, citations, and backlinks. And then the ultimate goal, as we said, is to display higher results. And we want to make sure that your clicks, your bounces, the speed of your website, the schema for your website all match. So this is, basically Google has to know how to index, to search, index, and rank your website. And then you have to have the trust and authority to rank higher than your competitor. There are three parts that we're going to talk about with search engine optimization. There is the on-site preparation on the back or front end of your website. There is the off-site preparation on any other site that might lead to your website. And then there is technical aspects of your website, both on and off-site, that will affect how you are ranked. A combination between all of them helps the search engine results page, the SERP, to crawl, index, and rank you. So crawling is just how do they find you in order to look at each of your pages and decide what the page is about. Once the bot, the Google Spider, gets to the page, it looks for keywords and signals on that page about what it's about so that it can index the category or the topic for your page. And then it decides how to rank. So where on the Google search results page should you be placed based on whether or not you are an authoritative site, your search is relevant, and do you have quality information. So first we're going to start with on-site preparation. What do you need to know to prepare your website to be crawled, indexed, and ranked? The first thing is keyword selection. So don't pick 100 keywords and try to rank for all of them. Pick 5 or 6 top keywords that are really relevant to your business and compete with those. You want to then optimize the elements of your page to match the keyword. Ideally, each page is strong in 1 or 2 keywords. So how do you do this? The mechanics of preparing on site include title tags and meta description, and I'm going to show you what that means, headlines, your body copy, and your internal linking, as well as alt images, site speed, and your domain name and your URLs. So I'm going to stop share for a second, and I'm going to share again. And I'm going to show you exactly what that means. And I'm going to show you exactly what that means. So here is a website page for the Greatly Agency. The title is here. And do you see how it's got keywords built into the title? Digital and social marketing, Rhode Island, so the location. Then we've got what we call the, I'll show you the meta description in a minute, but we've got the H1, which is this area. So dare greatly and launch your company into the world of possibility, including this additional H1 reference, which is digital marketing media, creative professionals. So all of this tells the Google bot when it comes to crawl, index, and rank my page. When it comes to crawl, index, and rank the page for this company, that these keywords are telling the bot what the page is about. So we've got the title up here, which is the most important, with certain keywords telling it that's digital and social marketing and where it is, as well as the H1 tags that reinforce what the page is about. So the spiders now would know this is about digital marketing. Additionally, on the back end, you'll see that we have meta descriptions, which are these descriptions here, that tell the spider what the page is about. And I'm going to show you later where you type in those meta descriptions. Meta descriptions are really more about getting people to take an action. They are less about being indexed. But here, this title is what tells the Google spider what to rank you for. You additionally have body copy here. And the body copy is any paragraphs that has information that tells Google additionally what you are about. So all of this together, all of these elements support telling the Google spiders what your page is about so that you're indexed accurately when somebody types in a keyword. So here is the title. There is the URL. You can see that the slug for this page has PPC, pay-per-click search advertising. So reinforcing what's already in the title. And you can see what's in the headline as well as in the body copy. All of this goes into the source on the back of the page, which is what the Google spiders actually read. And you're not expected to know any of this. All this is showing you is that there is a title for the page that is fed from the back end that has information that is read by the Google spiders. And here you can see there are wizards and plugins that help to tell those spiders what the page is about. We're going to talk about that again in a second. We talked about internal linking. So when you've got body copy, when those spiders come to visit your page and they see this page is about pay-per-click advertising or pay-per-click marketing, I can also have a number of links on that page to other pages. So let's say that I want the spider, when it discovers my site, not just to rank that one page, I want them to find all of my pages. So I want to be sure to have what's called internal linking, which is taking words and linking those to another page on your site so that the spider finds, almost like walking on a web, finds those other pages and those other topics. That way you really help yourself be found for all of your pages, not just the one page Google happens to find. So now you've prepared your site. Off-site preparation is how you build the trust and authority to make sure that you rank higher than another site, another competitor's site who may also already be indexed, crawled and indexed. So this is how you help yourself rank higher. So I'm going to talk through offsite preparation first before I get into actually showing you on Wix on the back end how to implement all of this. So the mechanics of optimizing offsite is to create external links to your page from other authority sites. So that could be press releases that are picked up by news outlets. That could be what used to be called Google My Business is now called Google Business Profile. That could be on social media and email, which is debatable whether it actually ranks you higher because it's all coming from the same place. However, it is good to get other people to know about your brand, to link to you, and that helps indirectly your SEO. And then there are things called citations with your backlinks and name, address, phone number listings. So the first place to start is to just go to the Google Business Profile, which used to be called Google My Business. Just go to business.google.com. That is the first of these citations, name, address, phone number, backlinks to your site that will help to build your trust and authority. It is a free online listing for you to claim and verify. do it before your competitor does it. Make sure all of your information is complete. It only takes a few minutes. You do have to wait a few days for your verification code, but the actual information only takes about 5 minutes, and it's free. So why wouldn't you? And you will find 85% of searches on mobile start with Google. So Google My Business is meant for people in a local area using their phone to get their information that they're looking for quickly. And it also helps you rank locally, as well as helps you with the balance of your search engine optimization. So Google My Business helps you on maps, helps you with the knowledge panel, what's called the 3-pack. And I'm going to show you that in a second, but there's many more features that are going to help you to rank. You should put in events, messaging posts, all of that helps you. So this is an example of a company in Rhode Island called the Malted Barley. This is what's called the Google My Business Knowledge Panel. So they went into business.google.com. They claimed their listing, which allowed them to put in directions, their website. They can have reviews. You can see all of their hours are listed. They even have a link to where to make reservations. They've got a link to their menu, as well as their phone number. All of that is over on the right-hand side when somebody types in their name. So you want to make it easy for someone to find you. Well, if somebody didn't type in their name, which is why when the knowledge panel shows up, they just typed in bars in downtown Westerly and they happen to be in Westerly, what comes up is what's called the Google local 3-pack. And you can see here are 3 listings that came up when we put in the keyword bars downtown Westerly. Well, how does Google decide that the malted barley should appear higher than these others? It's based on relevancy, proximity, as well as all of this information like reviews, the number of reviews they've got. It all goes into how Google decides in the local 3-pack who ranks higher for somebody who's in Westerly who types in the word bars in downtown Westerly, Rhode Island. So your content management system now, it's so much better than it was years ago. It makes it easy. They all have wizards, and I'm going to show you Wix since that's what the majority of the people today we're going to be on. We'll look at Wix and we'll look at Squarespace. I am not a big fan of WordPress for small businesses. I think it's difficult. I think it's clunky. It can be very bloated. But if you are using WordPress, number one, I would recommend you go to Wix. Number two, you can use the Yoast plugin. And then with Shopify, there is also an easy wizard. We're big fans of Shopify if you are e-commerce enabled, meaning you accept credit cards. So in Wix, I'm going to pull it up in a second. So in Wix, you can find it under the dashboard for marketing and SEO. So give me a second. Okay, so here on the Wix dashboard, this is where you enter the Wix dashboard. And you can come here to marketing and SEO. And you see something called SEO tools. And then when you click on it, Wix has a number of things. You can either get found on Google, you can verify and claim site ownership, you can create site maps, you could redirect people from one page to another. Let's say you decided to create a new page and to archive the old one. You don't want to lose all of your search engine optimization that you've already gained. So you would create a URL redirect. You could create a robot .txt that tells the search engines which pages to crawl. Probably want to save that for your developer. But you do have a number of tools here that you can use on Wix that all make it very, very easy. They've really done a great job of optimizing that over the years. If we were to look at Squarespace, so here on Squarespace, this is just a test business site. This would be your main dashboard for whatever you were working on. And on Squarespace, you would actually go to the page itself, and you would go to Our Story. And here is where you would enter in the title information, the description, the meta description, and you could tell if you wanted to hide this page from search engines. So this is where you would actually type in with your keywords, real estate agency, Westerly, Rhode Island, and anything else, contact now. So you would save it, and then that would be your title, and then you would want to add a description. And again, where that shows up would be on your Google page. And where it would show up would be here's your title and here's your description. Again, let me show that to you on Wix. So here on Wix, you go to your main dashboard. Here on Wix, you would go to your main dashboard for your search engine optimization tools to submit yourself to the search engines. But first, you want to make sure that your pages are prepared. Where you do that is here on the front end, and you go to Edit Site. And under Edit Site here on the pages and menus, you would find the page that you're looking to work with. And you would go to these three dots and go to SEO Basics. So here in the SEO Basics, you can type in your title tag and your description. And each page has these SEO Basics. Each page has these SEO Basics. Each page has these SEO Basics. So where do you input all of the information for your on-site page in Wix? Here is your Wix dashboard. You would go over here to Edit Site. In the editor, on the left-hand side, you would go to your menus and pages. And then you can enter in the basics for search engines so that Google will crawl and index you correctly. And where you do that is under each page, these three dots, you go to SEO Basics, and you would type in the title for your page, and remember to include the keywords you want to be found for this page. Don't try to stuff keywords into your title, meaning don't do 5 or 6 keywords. Try to be really relevant to what's in this page. Write a description about the page with a call to action for people to come visit you. And match that to the body copy that is already written into your page. And each page has their own search engine optimization. So if we go here to this page, and I go to the three dots, Again, it's a different title and a different description that is relevant only to this page and the body copy that's on this page. So that is how you optimize the page itself, just the basics. There's a lot more that goes into this that is a little bit more intermediate and advanced, but you can at least do the basics. Then once each one of your pages is optimized with the correct title, body copy, headers, you would go back to the dashboard, to marketing and SEO, then to SEO tools, and then get found on Google or the SEO settings to prepare your pages, and you can walk through the checklist that Wix provides for you. On Squarespace, where you would find all of this information, it's a little bit less. On Squarespace, where you would find all of this information, is a little bit less user-friendly than Wix. But you would go here to pages, and under each page you would click on the gear and then go to the SEO area. You would type in your title with your keywords, and then you would input your meta description. You would make sure that it is crawlable, and then you would save the page. To submit for Squarespace, you would actually go to the Google Search Console, which we'll cover in a while. But we're big fans of Wix. We think that they really did a terrific job recently of making sure that all elements of SEO for the small business owner, at least the basics, are covered and very easy to understand. So we've just walked through Wix and Squarespace. And here are just some screenshots of what we looked at. In WordPress, you would find it here on your main dashboard, and you would actually have to install the plugin called Yoast, or there are others called All-in-One, but Yoast is the most used by small businesses. And in the Yoast plugin, they'll ask you, what is your title and what's the meta description? There's a free version of Yoast. I believe it allows you to do up to 5 keywords. And then there's a paid version, but this is what it would look like in WordPress. And again, this is a sample of what would be served up. So here's the title, here's the meta description, and some site links. What do people mean when they say alt image tags? Alt image tags are the words that you see when you hover over an image, and it is for visually impaired so that they know what the content of the page is about. So you want to be sure in your image media library to put in descriptions. Of course, this one has a typo, but to put in descriptions of what your images are about. Some advice on backlinks. As we talk about backlinks, you never want to buy links. You won't get the relevancy or authority. You'll probably actually be penalized. Try not to use mobile interstitials. It gets in the way. Don't keyword stuff or have spammy headlines. Do not duplicate content. Don't just cut and paste the same titles and the same descriptions from page to page. It should be unique. Do not just body copy from one page to another. It confuses Google. And don't try to trick the system. Write a title, a description, and the body copy about what your page is actually about. That is the most helpful. That's how people will click and stay, and you'll be rewarded when people click and stay. You will be penalized if people don't stay. If you don't know how to choose your keywords, you can use Google Keyword Planner. That is free. If you set up a free ad account, you can use the Keyword Planner as if you were going to be using paid ads, but it'll give you the searches for certain keywords and how competitive those words are, so that you can pick 5 or 6 to use for optimization. It is very competitive, so try to use what's called long tail or localized keywords, meaning don't just put in the word diamond rings. You can put in antique diamond rings in Rhode Island if you are a local business. So as soon as you've prepared everything, we walked through it on Wix, how you would submit to the Google Search Console, which makes it really easy. That's how you tell Google that your website exists. It's not enough to optimize your website without telling Google that you actually have a website that needs to be indexed, crawled, and ranked. So how do you do that? Wix makes it easy. Squarespace and WordPress, you actually have to go to the Google Search Console in order to submit your website. So the Search Console, you can just type in Google Search Console and it will take you there. You will register your domain. And then once you've registered your domain, you can tell Google, okay, I have a website with all of these pages and I want it to be crawled on a regular basis, indexed and ranked. You can also submit a sitemap so that Google comes back regularly. Again, Wix makes that easy. Offsite citations with name, address, phone number are what tell Google once you have prepared your pages, you've submitted it to Google, but how does Google decide that your business deserves to be ranked higher than someone else's business when they do the exact same thing? So all of the trust and authority links from other sites tell Google that you are an authoritative and trusted site. So you want to have yourself listed wherever you can, linking back to your site on Yelp, the BBB, the Google Business Profile, anywhere where you can list if you've got memberships or associations, chambers of commerce. You want to be sure that your name, address, phone number, and a link to your website has been created and links back to your website. All of that will help you to rank higher than a competitor who's done the same preparation work on their website. And then Google has to decide which of you to rank higher in the search engine results. So we're going to spend the last few minutes. Talking about the Google Business Profile just to get you started on your name, address, phone number, links back to your site. You can go to business.google.com or google.com/business. They're going to ask you what's the name of your business. And then to walk you through a few more pieces of information that you answer pretty quickly, what category, etc. And then they're going to ask you to verify that you actually are who you say you are in a local business area. And they will send you a postcard. So you have to finish. It takes about 5 minutes to put all of your information together, but they will then send you a postcard to make sure that you are who you say you are. And once you input the verification code from the postcard, you will be listed. This is what it will look like once you have input all of your information from the Google Business Profile Manager. And you can see here, I'm managing it right on search, and it recognizes that I am an admin for the Greatly agency. And here I can edit my profile, I can read reviews, I can respond to messages. If I clicked on these 3 dots, I could manage my business profile, my services, etc. And all of that will feed into this knowledge panel. My phone number, the hours for the agency. And once you are verified and you have all of your information into Google Business Profile Manager, you then will start to show up in the 3-pack and in local searches. Just remember that search engine optimization is constantly changing. Search engines get smarter. They change it to match what their audience is actually doing when they search on Google or on Bing or any of the other search engines. So I would suggest sign up if you want onto Search Engine Watch or Moz, watch some videos and articles just to familiarize yourself and be kept up to date with what's changing in the search world. But again, we're covering just the basics so that you as a small business owner can at least do that much and start to get crawled and ranked on a local level, as well as start to have the basics for your larger search engine optimization ranking. There is a technical aspect to search engine optimization that we should talk about. You really need to know this more to hire somebody. You just need to make sure that your website loads quickly. Google will rank you lower if it takes too long for your website to load, and your competitors will rank higher if theirs is faster. There's something called schema, which just gives more information in a more digestible way on Google. Google will also look at your bounce rate, which means if somebody came to your website using a keyword search and immediately left without doing something, that is a signal to Google that you were not a good match for that keyword, which is why you really want to be honest with what you put in your titles and your body copy, because Google will pay attention to your bounce rate and will rank you lower if your bounce rate is higher than competitors. A good bounce rate between 20 and 40% is decent. Anywhere 60 to 80% is terrible. So you really need to look at why people are coming to your page and immediately leaving. It could be that your page was too slow. It could be that the information on your page was too confusing. It could be that the keyword they used to find you with had absolutely nothing to do with your website. You do want to have a sitemap. And you do want to watch all of this, and you can sign up for a free account at analytics.google.com so that you know what your bounce rate is. And if you want to know what your speed is, you can go to different resources such as gtmetrics.com to see what the speed of your site is. So in review, you want to pay attention to what you can affect on site. And I showed you in Wix and Squarespace where you can enter your title, your meta descriptions, your body copy on your page, your headline tags, and how you can affect internal linking between pages. We talked about OFFSITE, how you can increase your trust and authority and have other websites build links back to you, such as Google My Business or the Google Business Profile, where you have your name, address, phone number. We talked briefly about technical, where Wix really takes care of your technical and your speed for you. But if you're on WordPress or on another site, you want to pay attention to how quickly your website loads. And you want to have a sitemap created. And that is it in a nutshell. So I am going to turn off the presentation and the recording. Thank you very much, and we will now open it up to chat questions. And I'm going to stop recording.